Hey everybody, Daver here, and welcome to the show. And don't you forget out there to elbow drop that like button, power bomb that subscribe button, and leave a damn comment. Yeah,
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
This
Um,
was the worst AEW show I've ever seen. I'm kidding. It was great. It was great. It was like really fun.
Yeah, went by quick. I was shocked when I was like, we were already at the main event. I'm like, well, no way.
yeah. It's nothing I didn't like or love. Even Death Riders, even Jericho. I actually really like Dustin Rhodes, contrary to some people.
Contrary to me, that's okay.
Really, I had a lot of fun. Dude, really, Cameron is something special. Freaking ventriloquist. Mercedes. Man, what are they calling it? Mercedes Mo Muppet.
Yeah, that's funny.
If they're not selling that doll on AEW, Shop AEW, they're effing up.
Come on, you know they're not selling that doll. They're not.
All we get is a damn hologram mask
And
a
I Heart Jericho T-shirt. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you
uh,
got yourself a Dynamite diamond ring.
I do, which I'm going to do an unboxing on. It shouldn't be
Nice.
too long. I finally
And
got
the
it.
belt buckle. They got some decent loot.
Mm-hmm.
They do. Apparently, I've read that their merch table and merch stands have been significantly upgraded since their new TV deal
Oh,
has
nice.
started.
Good.
So that makes me
They
happy.
should.
In fact, like we should be hearing before too long an AEW show coming out this way. I feel it's
Yeah.
been a while. Like what, Wrestle Dream? And that wasn't in Portland.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the last one I can think of was a Collision, right? I didn't go to that Collision.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not doing a big arena shows, though, where would they go? Because obviously they wouldn't do Moda. They do the Coliseum, maybe?
Maybe that could work. That could work. Actually, I mean, I don't know. I feel like
I mean, I'd hope not, though. Those seats are super uncomfortable.
I feel like they'd still be able to do well at the Moda Center, just because
Yeah.
Portland's so ravenous for wrestling. But
yeah, might not do too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking out, man. I'm craving it. I need an AEW show bad.
so, your little comment got me thinking, Dave. You know how you were like, "Oh man, they should sell that Muppet right on shopaew.com or whatever, right?" So I did a little bit of googling. And they do not have the Mercedes Monet puppet on, right? But what they do have on WWE's shop.com is the updated Lily doll from Sunday. So
Nice.
once again, it's just always funny to see how quickly WWE moves with their merchandising, and AEW is not quick.
No, no, they aren't. They never sold a Penta mask or a Ray Fenix mask or
Hey, it's never too late. Why not start now? Like they just start selling Ray Fenix
Nice.
masks just for the fun of it.
I'll probably pay like $400 for a good Beast Mortos.
That one would be worth it.
I think they could pull that off. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. WWE is on it with that stuff, but not AEW. Oh. But yeah, back to Dynamite, man. We got that mystery opponent for Will Ospreay. Surprise, surprise, Mark Davis. I I have no problem with that. I don't think it could have been him, could have been Trent, whatever.
I kind of hope there's a little bit more explanation than just the money, which is all they were saying on commentary was Don Callis gave him a lot of money. So I'm hoping like maybe next week he gets a little promo and is like, "Oi, Ospreay, yeah, buddy left me after Fletcher turned on ye, did you?" Like something like even small like that. But if we don't get it, I'm still fine with it. It's like
They
the
kind of
best thing.
did.
What? He
Like
looks
Kyle Fletcher had power of attorney. so he's obligated to do what Don Callis says while he's under contract.
Did they say that on
Yeah.
commentary? Oh,
Yeah.
I missed it. Oh, all right. Well, you know what?
Yeah. If I've had a nickel for every time I accidentally gave somebody power of attorney.
That's you know what? I'm okay with it. I look, that is a reason, and it's a little goofy, but the Don Callis family's a little goofy, so I
Maybe
enjoy
that's
it.
a reason to fold Mark Sterling in because now he needs a wrestling lawyer.
Yeah. Oh, and then wasn't there like a bit where Wardlow wrestled 20 lawyers or something like that? Get all of them in there. Get the lawyer in NXT right now for oh God, what the mop guy. What's his name? Help me please.
Oh, Tony D?
Tony D'Angelo. Yeah, doesn't he have a lawyer or something?
Yeah.
Get him in there.
Well, maybe we can get Tommaso Ciampa. He was a lawyer once.
Oh yeah, I remember when he had hair. It was crazy.
Weird. Yeah. So we got a kind of a small reason. Also we got the return of the Guns. Very happy about that.
Oof.
They're going full throttle on the Hurt Syndicate. I
Well, they're
kind of
gonna get killed, but it'll be a fun
yeah,
match. I'm
yeah,
okay with it.
exactly. They're getting murdered, but I
I
like
did
the
chuckle. Ooh, you hurt people. Well, good, because that's your job.
yeah. Man, how good did Bobby and Shelton look with those belts on, dude,
Oh,
and their
the
suits?
suits and
Yeah.
just looking
Ooh,
awesome.
It's the
yeah.
further we get, i.e., 2 weeks into this reign, the more it's like, okay, it was the right idea. Of course. I'm just still sad for Private Party.
Yeah, me too. Um, yeah, Harley Cameron really stole the show for me. I like what they're doing with the women's division. They're crushing it with that. We got Toni Storm playing the role of the glamour Mariah May.
And I like
Good
how
God.
it got under her skin and it showed off so well. Like she's all braggadocious and just kind of chit chatting, and then she comes out as Mariah May, and like it's. I like how Justin Roberts isn't like in on it. He's just like, and Toni Storm playing the role as Mariah May, and like he's kind of like not into it, and oh, it was really funny.
Yeah, man, she looked great, dude. She had the mannerisms. The finger in the mouth over and over was so
Yeah.
funny. She had the impression like on the mic. It was so good. So
And I
good.
liked how Tony and Excalibur, maybe Taz, were calling her Mariah, and Mariah May was like, "No, no, no, don't call her Mariah. Don't. She's not Mariah May. Don't feed into this." Like, I like how Mariah May just like drops her gimmick and is like, "No, don't feed into this crap." So both great work. Both great work.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Uh, I didn't mind the New York Minute because Hobbs and Big Bill saved it.
Yeah,
It was the focus on them, which I can
yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah. I like the little game of anything you can do, I can do better to a security guard. That was pretty funny.
Those poor men. They have wives and kids too, you know.
Can't wait for this match, man. Uh, First meat match of 2025. Bring it on.
Mhm.
Yeah, really great main event. Swerve Ricochet, finally, 3 weeks in the making. Dude, the chants that were happening. Who's bald? Ricochet! Like, get out of here, dude.
Yeah,
So good.
you're bald. You're bald. Bald forever. Like whenever he'd get a little comeback, they just start up with it. Uh, Changing him to being heel was so smart. I
Oh,
like God. He's so much better at it. He's
yeah.
funny. He's interesting. I want to see his matches now. It's crazy. And like this
Ah,
Swerve match felt maybe it's because Swerve's in it, but like I don't know, they booked it right. It felt like a big time match.
yeah, no, like he rose to the occasion because we all know like Swerve has the violent psychopath thing down, but Ricochet fucking he jumped right in with it. Like he felt like he belonged. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they're kind of bringing that robe into the picture. Belonged to Jimmy Rave, who used to be part of the embassy back in the day, and How long before Ricochet cuts it up with those scissors?
Next week on Dynamite. That'd be
Yeah.
funny. Why wait? Just have him come out, celebrate his victory, and then
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were thinking Nana was going to turn on Swerve for this match.
what? Really?
Yeah.
That should never happen. If it was gonna
No.
happen, what was it? I think it was kind of teasing it around the MVP Swerve feud
Yeah.
before Lashley came in, but like, nah, they should never do that.
No. But yeah, great main event, dude. I was really entertained throughout the entire episode. Like you said, it went by really quick. I was hooting and hollering and having fun. I love the guns coming back. That really made me pop. Yeah, really, really enjoyed the show. I just have that funny feeling they can't do two of these in a row.
Yeah,
Ah,
right.
who knows? Who knows? I do have next week's Dynamite pulled up, and one of those matches will probably be fun. I don't know about the other.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really hoping, man, we can get I just want two outstanding episodes of Dynamite in a row, which I cannot in recent memory remember happening.
I know we get all high and mighty, like, yeah, they're bad. Wait, nope, nope.
Yep. Too much Jericho, too much Death Riders. Ugh.
We'll see. I got faith. It may not be astounding, but I think next week's will be at least good. Like
All I
it
want.
won't be as good as this week, but I think it'll also be good again. I hope. Just because I kind of have to.
Yeah. But yeah, man, this was really fun. Let's go ahead and get into it. They're in Atlanta, Georgia. Pretty great crowd, pretty cool venue. They're showing Swerve and Nana entering the building, Ricochet, and then they got the Tony Storm, like paparazzi, like coming in. I like that touch to it. Then we go to a Jay White interview. He's outside. He actually admits that he needs help from Cope. The Death Riders try to jump him, but Cope, Dax, and Cash show up behind them. You guys catch the cool little part where Marina Shafir grabs Renee so she
That was
isn't
hilarious.
Yeah.
squished in the brawl. That was fun.
Mhm.
They make their way to the ring. They're brawling. They're brawling. We get a spear from Cope to Moxley. The Death Riders run away. Copeland wants an answer to the challenge to Moxley for Revolution. Moxley says no.
I loved it. Like
Yeah, dude.
first, the greatest thing he's done since he choked Danielson out with a bag.
Yeah.
Yep. Jay White isn't having it, so he proposes Jay White and Cope versus Claudio and Moxley at Grand Slam in a Brisbane brawl. I'm for it. Think it'll be fun.
Yeah. It'll be a good violent plunder match. Love it.
Yeah, you'll have the Omega Osprey Don Callis match be all about the flippy dippies and the whoa, look at the spectacle, and then this one will be about blood. So everyone will be bleeding the whole time, which is fine. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
And this is where FTR turns on Cope and Jay White, right?
Maybe, like, I could see that.
There's no
But
DQ.
I don't know if that would make me more interested in Cope and Mox at Revolution. I think you might want to save the turn for there, if there is a turn. Because
Yeah.
if it's like, oh, now it's like what, 7 guys against
Right.
Cope and Jay White? Like, okay, there's no way. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
then
even
when
want to see
all
that match.
hope
There's
is
no way.
lost, Darby Allin comes back and saves the day. So it's 7-on-3.
Keith says Everest can shove it. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. We might they just might never turn on Adam Copeland, you know? They are best friends of all time ever.
Yeah, they love each other. Oh,
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. They can be besties. You know what? I think I need another promo. I don't think I think if I had another video package about how good of friends they are, then I'd believe it. Then I'd get invested.
Nice.
But back
Yeah.
to this, I thought this was like the best Death Rider segment in a long time, and that's not saying much. It was kind of what I've wanted, which is just a big brawl. There's so many members, and they always run away and they're scared. But like, it was just a nice, fun brawl. It was one of those like just a good start to Dynamite, and like it was one of those like I wish I could like be in the crowd for a brawl like this. I'm sure it's
Right?
really fun to be there and be like,
Yeah.
whoa, it's
Oh, he's
Dax,
on my lap.
it's the best wrestler ever, Dax Harwood.
Yeah, and I got a kick of Jay White. Like he's doing the interview, knowing exactly what was going to happen. Like, oh yeah, no, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he counts his guys behind. I was like, it's exactly what it needed to be. It was predictable and and he was so charming, and I loved it.
Mm.
Yeah, I did not mind it at all. I thought it was pretty funny too. Max Harwood posted on Twitter after Dynamite went off the air. Apparently, a fan gave him a note. It was it's an FPR on it, and you unfold it, and it's just a picture of a dick, and it says "suck on this."
Oh my god, that's my hero. Get that man on the podcast.
He wrote, "Without the fans, I'd be nothing."
We need to get an interview with this guy. How does it feel being the greatest fan of all time?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I am loving that.
No,
And he took
I
it.
will pay like $200 for like an FTR meet and greet and then do the same thing. Like verbatim, just draw the same dick, same exact thing, suck on this. Like, it's so good to meet you guys. Bye-bye. And like be cheery about it.
Yeah, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that. It's pretty
It's
good.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I wrote. I didn't mind this segment at all. Like, it was just something different. Like, Yuta wasn't annoying. He was just getting his ass kicked. Like, I don't know what it was. Like, FTR didn't bug me. Like, I'm trying to like grasp what was different about it. Like, maybe Jay White being involved.
They just don't do brawls like this. Like even when it was the build up to the 4-way, there was never I don't remember a big brawl like this.
Yeah.
And the only time that feud ever got somewhat interesting was when they all finally teamed up and it was like, "Oh, like this might get interesting." And then that kind of died quickly. But
Yeah, and I wonder if Kenny had anything to do with it, because like it seems like that's like an old school like Kenny and Bucks. Like they used to have those epic brawls early on, so maybe him being back had some influence, because I feel like he does like that, using the environment and like just sprawling craziness. Like I think that's kind of his deal, so maybe he has something to do with it.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
maybe. There's
yeah, I like that.
only so much brawling I can take in a show, but like at least on this show, all of it felt fine and all of it felt warranted because it's feuds that like have been dire and boring and awful. So it's like, all right, it's nice that we just saw some not wrestling, just some beating guys up, tough guys, top guys.
Did you guys hear Elias is pretty much in AEW?
He's in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, or he's
He's with
Ezekiel, I guess.
he's with the Righteous, isn't he?
They're called the
What?
Righteous Ones now,
Mm-hmm. Good fit.
and there's a good group of people in the wrestling internet
Wait,
community.
so which one is it? Is it Elias or Ezekiel? They're two different people.
It's a
Elias
lie.
is WWE. Oh, I thought. Wait,
It was a bit.
Yeah, so
Kevin Owens was amazing at that. They're the same person. He was just
basically,
going crazy.
quick context for people that don't know. The Raw after Mania 38, I want to say, it was a new superstar being debuted, and his name was Ezekiel, but it was just Elias who shaved his beard and cut his hair, and like instead of wearing like a plain white tee and jeans, he just wore like traditional wrestling tights, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's a new guy," and I think he was like the brother of Elias in
Yeah.
kayfabe. And Kevin Owens was the only person being like, he's Elias. Nobody sees it. And that's what Chad was talking about. And so
yeah.
this is Elias who was released, but we haven't seen what happened to Ezekiel. So
Yeah. There's a nice little theory going around that he could take that belt off Jericho.
you don't think it'll be Bandito?
That would be cool too. Anyone. I don't
I'm
give a
kind
shit who it is.
I'm only like, I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be Bandito, but maybe it'll be Big Boom AJ. We haven't seen him in a while.
Just stop giving Jericho titles and I'll be good.
Or TV time. Or a
Yeah.
contract.
Yeah. If AEW didn't give him a contract, WWE would be like, sign, please. Come on back, Jericho.
Yeah. But anyway, moving along here, we got little I think it was on Collision, Okada not accepting Buddy Matthews' challenge. Buddy
Mhm.
says, I knew you were a bitch. And I love this. Okada's like, no, I'm not a bitch. And like looks at Lexi there. I'm not a bitch. It was fucking awesome. Uh Dude, this is gonna be a really great match that is gonna showcase Buddy Matthews, and not like we don't know what he can do or how awesome he is, but this is really gonna, I think it's gonna propel him forward a little bit.
Mhm.
Think they're gonna pull the trigger, maybe actually swap that title, because really Okada not really doing much with it. Like it was like, oh yeah, he did so good at the C2, he's great. Now it's just back to wearing a suit, showing up every now and then and saying bitch.
I don't know. I feel like they're just waiting for All In. So it would kind of make sense for him to keep it. As much as I like Buddy Matthews, I think this is just a big loss for him, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, he's the only one in the elite left with a belt. I think it's time to make sure they all don't have one. Well, I guess the Young Bucks have the New Japan tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Perry's who knows where.
He wrestled for New Japan, and then after that, I don't know what happened to him. I
Yeah.
think he lost.
Yeah, I was just thinking the other day, like, where the hell's Jack Perry? Where's Orange Cassidy? What's
Maybe
going
they're
on
just
here?
taking time off.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Orange Cassidy was working hard last year. He was on like
True.
every single Dynamite. So if he's like, I'm taking Revolution off, I think he's earned it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, anyway, then we get Will Ospreay versus his mystery opponent.
Trent
Ends up
Beretta.
being I did read Trent Beretta has been backstage for multiple weeks, so he might be ready to come back. I'm cool with that. I'm big fan of Trent Beretta. I like remembered when he came back, Chad, with the short hair, and he was like, it seemed like oh,
Jacked.
this is gonna be big, but then he just got hurt, and then got hurt again, and then got hurt again. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can put him with Scorpio Sky.
That guy. Yeah. Nick Camarado.
The Camarado, that guy. But yeah, this is a really good match. I mean, how can you have a bad Will Ospreay match? Am I right? Basically, Ospreay hits Davis with a hidden blade after the ref is dealing with a turnbuckle that was torn off by Davis, and we get and that won the match with that hidden blade. One really move that stood out was this nasty pile driver that Ospreay took from
Yeah, that
Davis.
jumping. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing really stood out too bad. Ospreay, or we get the "You sold out" chants from the crowd. That was pretty fitting. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Ospreay gets on the mic. He calls out Kenny to come out. Kenny gets on the mic. He tells Mark Davis he doesn't know what Don has on him, but there are people he can trust. Takeshita and Fletcher come out. They get held back by Don Callis. Kenny says everyone will get to feel what he felt in 2019, 2020, 2021, 22, and 23. We get a giant amount of pyro for Kenny that caught him off guard. That was pretty cool. That was, dude, a lot of pyro. That was awesome. He deserves it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got no quarrels with anything in this whole segment. How about you guys?
Yeah, no, it's brought a smile to my face. Like, this is the version of Kenny that I loved. Like, he's, kind of intense wrestler, but still kind of goofy and funny. Like, he's got a very good balance right now. So yeah, I'm just like really just looking forward to that big match because that's going to be really telling. Like him and Osprey teaming up, that's probably going to be a match of the year contender. I'm thinking early on.
I would agree. I don't really have anything else to say. That pile driver spot. As someone who doesn't like pile drivers, it was a really good spot. And it's one of those like, man, I wish there were less pile drivers. So that one would be like, ooh, that was crazy. And then
True.
Osprey kicking out of a move like that would have blown the roof off. This Mark Davis working for the Don Callis family, I think it's the best thing for his career because what else was he doing lately, right? So it's kind of how I felt about Fletcher when he first joined. It's like, at least he's still on TV. I like him. One of my favorite things in Don Callis family members matches is whenever like there's a big pinfall on one of them and you can hear Don Callis like take off the microphone and like you just see he's like up from the announce table and like Tony Schiavone's always like, oh, and Don Callis has left the announce table. So I always find that bit funny. And Kenny Omega's promo after was also really good. And yeah, it's got me really hyped. This and the Hounds of Hell Don Callis match later on. That one also got me really excited for the tag team match in Australia.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I'm glad they abandoned that Kenny Omega theme. He's back to the original. It's good. It makes
Yeah.
me feel good.
I don't want to be mean, but yeah, I'm just going to agree with you.
The other
Hey,
one
I
didn't
loves me
work.
some Final Fantasy, but yeah, did not fit. And I felt like it was maybe something about like the dynamic range and like the frequency of the music. Just the crowd just kind of drowned it out too. Like it never really like heard it well.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, yeah, it just doesn't fit for like an arena show.
Yeah, the theme he's coming out to lately just fits him so well, fits him so much better. Maybe this is like this will be his big match music, maybe, so he can still have it, but day-to-day Dynamite, let's keep the battle cry. It's much better.
After that, we get a little video package of Swerve and Ricochet's feud. Really well done. I like that a lot. Then we get a in-ring segment, MVP, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin. They have an announcement. The crowd, man. We hurt people. We hurt, dude. That is gold. Gold. I can't wait to chant that
Yeah.
live. They're super over. MVP gives Private Party their prop for, being a good young team, but they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. MVP kind of offers an open challenge. Is there anyone out there? Blah, blah, blah. Then we get the best entrance in all of professional wrestling. The Guns, baby. They're back. They want their titles back. MVP lets them come in the ring and talk business. I thought that was really classy. That was cool. And let's see, he sets up the match. And Hurt Business versus a couple of ass boys. And MVP mentions that he only reason they can come in there and talk to him is because he respects their dad, which I thought was cool. Yeah, this is good. This is great. I'm glad that they agreed to the match. I like the tension. I like the bravery of the guns. Like they
Right?
weren't like
Mhm.
scared at all, and that made them look really good. So, dude,
Yeah.
they've improved so much since I've been watching them. This is good stuff.
Yeah. And yet again, god damn, they're bulking up.
Mhm.
Like, remember when they were just like ringside and betting on matches with MJF during the pandemic? They just looked like a couple scrawny dudes. Now it's like, oh no, they look like some big boy wrestlers now. It's great.
Mhm. Yeah. Once again, just agreeing with everything y'all said. Love that the theme is back. Apparently, it's tied to the Ass Boys, so maybe they got to be back with Jay White for them to use it. And then, like all you said, I liked Hurt Syndicate's little spiel. I liked how pissed off Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin looked when the Ass Boys first came out. Like they were like, "Oh my, like I can't believe these idiots are coming out." And then yeah, I liked how MVP was like, "Ass boys, you suck," and then left, and they were like, "We don't care, we're ass boys, we're the best." And then so yeah, I'm hyped for the match. It'll be a good first win for the Hurt Syndicate, and there's always that like little bit where it's like, oh, the Guns have been tag team champs before, maybe they'll do it again, but they never will. But at least when the Hurt Syndicate have them.
Yeah. Yep. Loved it. Then we get a backstage segment with Harley Cameron. She's got a Mercedes Monet puppet. She's doing ventriloquism. It blew my mind. I didn't know. Apparently, she did this on Collision, and I didn't catch it. But dude, she is really good at that. The doll is hilarious. She's doing an awesome impression of Monet while not moving her lips at all. Like two like things at once, basically.
Mhm.
Monet comes out of her dressing room and catches her, calls her a loser. Yeah, I can't wait for that match at Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus
Hey,
the flipping of the bird was hilarious.
oh, and I liked how Renee was like holding it back and being like, "No, no, behave!" Like she's looking out for Harley
And
Cameron.
she was having a hard time not cracking up too. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah, just a funny little skit. Harley Cameron's great.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to run with that.
No, I would like to see more segments like this. Like, don't overdo it, but I think AEW may sometimes goes a little too hard into the big serious stuff where they need some levity. Like, there's got to be a balance. It's wrestling's a buffet.
Mhm.
And I'm a big fan of the goofy wrestling stuff. So more of that, please.
Well, that's maybe why like Harley Cameron and the Outrunners have been succeeding so much lately. Is just because like there's not a whole lot of goofy shticks in AEW,
Yeah.
and they've shown up and they're doing great.
I was watching something, I think it was Fightful, and the Outrunners nickname now is the Barbie Bushwhackers.
Nice.
That's fun.
I love it. Oh, I love it. The Bushwhackers were fun. Yeah. But yeah, Harley Cameron's great. Can't get enough of her. After that, we get Hangman with Renee Paquette. She's wanting to know what was up with him looking for Swerve. And he said it was a moment of weakness. Let's not talk about that. Dude, that got me. I was like, damn, like what was he doing? I gotta
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
Hangman does not regret hurting Christopher Daniels. Max Caster interrupts and calls Page brutal and wants Adam Page to hurt Bowens and Billy Gunn. Adam Page suggests that he hurt Max. Why not? Billy Gunn and Bowens aren't around. Caster's like, I gotta go to my car. And Page
Yeah.
is like, oh, I'll just follow you out there. I love it. I thought this was really good. And how cool is it that Caster's walking around with his trademark, like the official, like, yeah, this is
They know
good.
what they're doing with Max Caster, which is why I'm still enjoying it. Like, he's the butt of these jokes, but he's playing it well. The only issue I have in this is like, where's Anthony Bowens in all this, right? Like, he's the guy that's over. He's the guy that should be getting a singles push, and I'm enjoying these spots they're doing with Max Caster, but it's also like, what are we doing with Anthony Bowens? Like,
Yeah. I'd like to have them have a singles match against each other and like at least eventually, finish the feud. It'd be cool.
yeah, I mean, I know I'm not saying this because I'm complaining about Collision. Like, I know Collision's supposed to be important now, right? But they ended their tag team on there and they never even got a singles match. So it kind of feels like, in a way, they just were like, oh, Acclaimed is over. And it's like, like, at least give us a little match. But
Right?
that doesn't always happen with tag teams when they break up. But hopefully it can happen with this one.
Yeah, or at least, super kick him through a barbershop window or something.
Yeah. Break the Acclaimed
Yeah.
trademark over his head.
Yeah, something, anything. Yeah, it was pretty interesting, man. I'm more hung up on why was that a moment of weakness? What was he trying to do?
Oh, yeah.
Apologize or dude, that's awesome. Like they're gonna
Mhm.
team up. They will be a tag team at some point. And I think
Yeah.
that's gonna be great.
Maybe they take on the Death Riders.
Okay,
Only if
yeah.
they win.
Yeah. Maybe that's the first win that Swerve gets after like what, 8 months or whatever. I'm not counting. Who's counting?
Anyway, we get the Hounds of Hell taking on Takeshita and Fletcher. Really great match. Dude, Buddy Matthews is freaking brutal with his like arm holds, like yanking the arm. Dude,
Mhm.
that was like oh my god. It was pretty cool. Um Basically at one point Buddy Matthews is up on the top turnbuckle. Okada's music hits and distracts him. Fletcher and Takeshita end up giving Brody King a brain buster together because Fletcher couldn't do it on his own for the win. Uh, yeah, Brody was hard to put down. That was really great showing for him too. Like they've got all the ingredients to be a brutal tag team, the Hounds of Hell. I
Yeah.
just missed Julia Hart. Where was she?
Busy? Sleeping? I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe she doesn't come out when they lose, when they suck. Yeah, it was a fun little match. I feel like they're setting up Takeshita and Brody King for a little international title
Ooh.
match, even though they
Ooh.
lost. I just got that vibe from this match, which I'm okay with.
Yeah. Whew. Yeah. I love Brody King with the double fun splash, get up and then do another one. I was like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, dude, I liked when Takeshita released German suplexes Brody King, and he just
Yeah.
no sells it. He just got up.
Goodness. Like, first off, it's crazy that Takeshita did it. Then it's crazy that Brody just no sells it. Like, God, chill out. But like, this was
Right?
great.
Oh man, that reminds me. I just saw a clip. I think today when I was on my break, flipping through X. Hey, I got it right for a change. This old one of Mr. Perfect hitting the perfect plex on the Big Show. Except I thought
yeah.
he was so young though. He wasn't even Big Show yet. Like
It was WCW.
yeah, and then Big Show fucking no sells it and kips up after that. I was just like,
Mhm.
it was
He used to do
unreal.
that.
I
He
was
used to
like,
keep up a lot in
I was
WCW.
like, that was stupid. Like,
I want to see Paul White kip up now. Come on, man. I know you can do it.
I don't even think he can get up anymore. Yeah, but Brody kind of gives me those vibes. Just like Like, man, like I want to see him have a good push outside of the C too, like a good singles push too.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, I love the Hounds of Hell. Uh, it was tough, man. Like neither team really should have lost, but it makes a little more sense for Takeshita and Fletcher to go into this match with Osprey and Kenny. They needed to look strong for that. So yeah, it worked for me, brother.
Yeah.
Then we get freaking something I've missed on Dynamite so badly, and I didn't even know it. We got Samoa Joe with Hook. No Shibata, but I like how he's like, "Where's Shibs? Oh, he's
Yeah,
in
that was
Japan.
cute.
He's
Mm-hmm.
in Japan." So they're going after Christian Cage. They're looking for his locker room. Him and Hook storm in. Cage isn't there, but Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian are, and they end up beating the crap out of Kip Sabian and Nick Wayne. The best, one of the best parts was Cage peeking in the freaking door. Oh my god!
And then be like,
It was it
yeah.
was so good. So yeah, they gave Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian a message for Cage, and then as they walk away, he's like cowering around the corner.
And then
Comes
he
in like,
comes in,
"What
he's like,
happened, guys?"
yeah, oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
as always too, like the patter between those two on their way in, it was just gold. Like, hey, don't use my words against me. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, we should just leave them alone. But beating people up is so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not realize how much I missed it. We just need Shibata back there, man. Get it complete. Cool.
Nope,
Yeah, I
he's
can't
no
wait.
longer Shibata now. He's just Shibs.
Mm-hmm. It's like cope.
It's so good. Yeah. Yep. Absolute gold. I loved it. It was incredible. Love Samoa Joe. I'm so glad he's back. And yeah, man, this is good. All right. After that, we get an MJF segment. He had to teach Jeff Jarrett a lesson. He said the E in AEW stands for elite, not all elderly wrestling. Ha ha ha.
Ooh.
He's one step closer to getting his triple B back. No one's on the level of the devil. Then Max Caster runs in and he is hiding and running from Adam Page. He's like, Hangman Page, Hangman Page. MJF just like, what the hell are you talking about? Out comes Hangman Page. Him and MJF come face to face, and then Page just kind of walks past him to chase Caster. That was awesome. MJF calls Adam Page a hack. Ooh, I thought Page was going to turn around and come back at
Mm-hmm.
that point, but he didn't. Then he's interrupted by Dustin Rhodes. Dustin rips him a new one, tells MJF to stop talking about dead people, drug and alcohol issues, says he's been through hell and back, and MJF isn't the devil. He says he's better than MJF, and his punk bitch ass knows it. That was awesome. MJF goes immediately to Dustin's past drug and alcohol issues, low hanging fruit. Tells him it took him 37 years to get out of his daddy's shadow, and he still lives in the shadow of his little baby brother.
And then Dustin
Dustin,
was done talking. Time to punch, man. But once again, this is example 8,123 of the face does a beatdown, and can't have that. Immediately shut down because those security were in there quick.
real
Yeah.
quick. But they didn't do their job very well because they got pulled apart. But MGF ran back in and low blowed Dustin Rhodes, kicked him right in the
Yeah.
nuts. MJF's on his way out. Christopher Daniels like, what are you doing?
I thought he was retired. Get off my screen. No more. I said no more.
Oh yeah, but yeah, man, I liked it. I think Dustin Rhodes is like got one of the grittiest like emotional promos like in AEW. Like he knows the right things to say. Like he's like an old guy at work, like just laying into you
Right?
for being a fucking idiot. Like I like it.
Yeah. He's old man Logan, just grizzled, like he's gonna get the shit kicked out of him, but it doesn't even matter because he won't even feel it. He's just like, I've been there. There's nothing you can do to me that I haven't felt before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, it was a good promo, but unfortunately, it's still Dustin, and we want to talk about elderly people in wrestling. And Dustin Rhodes comes out. It's not fixing that issue, but like it wasn't a bad segment. I personally just was not that interested into it because it was Dustin Rhodes. I'm sure the match next week will be fine. And the like it was like another fun brawl. Like it was a fine segment. It wasn't anything bad. It's just kind of my personal bias is like, nah, I don't really care.
I think it's a fun vehicle that's going to slowly get us to MJF Hangman. I think it's going to be a real cool, slow burn with lots of moving pieces and layered storytelling. And really, for me, that's the interesting part is like, I want to see what kind of weird magic those two put together.
Yeah. Maybe MJF will like, I don't know. It's kind of hard because Dustin is a couple champ in Ring of Honor, but like he'll cripple Dustin in his match, right? Like just write him off of TV for a couple months or just send him down to Ring of Honor for a couple months or something like that. And then he can be like, Hangman, we've both retired legends, haven't we? And that's where Hangman's like, there's a difference between you and I. And like, then he's like, oh shit, like there isn't with what he did to Daniels
Yeah.
and what MJF might have done to Dustin. But that's like, that probably won't happen. And that, like, that's tricky because, like, well, Dustin has multiple titles in Ring of Honor, so he can't just be written off TV for a couple months. But it'd be an interesting way to go in the story.
That's some good storytelling, though. I really like that. Book it.
I wish I could.
Would it be fitting for Dustin to take the title off Jericho since he's never been a world champion?
Sure. Anybody can. I would buy James Ellsworth taking the title off of Jericho.
It's not doing much for Ring of Honor, though. Like,
No.
I see where you're both at. I see it, but like, it's not improving anything.
John
I
Cena.
mean,
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, easy. Moving along here, we got a very fun, awesome match that I was laughing the whole time. Toni Storm playing the role of the glamour Mariah May versus Queen Aminata. Um, she's got the hair, she's got the gear, she's got the mannerism, she's got the finger in the mouth, dude. It dude, over exaggerated. It was so good, man. She's got a weave in. Mariah May is super pissed. We got Serena Deeb watching in the back.
Apparently, they said on commentary that like her and Queen Aminata have had some issues lately, but like they didn't have Deeb come out and beat Aminata up after the match or something. Maybe that Britt Baker feud they were gonna do with Deeb. They're just like, I will put Queen Aminata in it. Swap her out real quick. No one will notice.
Yeah. Dude, we got Tony doing all the moves, man. The handstand tiaras, the sidewalk slam, the drop kick. Queen Aminata nails Tony with a really nice running boot. Tony Storm wins with a Mayday. Mariah is seething. We get Tony Storm on the mic doing a dead-on Mariah impression. And Mariah May gets on the apron but backs down. This whole thing was absolute gold, dude. RJ City,
Yeah.
he is amazing.
I thought it was nice how Mariah May came out and was all confident. I was like, I don't care. This will be an easy, lame match. Toni Storm sucks. And then she comes out as, like what I've said before, she came out as Mariah May, instantly was pissed off about it. And then the match itself was fun. Like, the joke didn't get in way of the match. It helped the match, if anything. Yeah. And there was a bit where Amanada was, like, aping Toni Storm. So it was kind of funny. Like, they were like, Queen Amanada's Toni Storm. Toni Storm's Mariah May. What's going on here? And Mariah May's like, why are you guys in on this? This isn't funny. This isn't cute. Like it was just a really fun vibe. And it
I kept like when they kept calling her Mariah too, and she was just having none of it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm looking at this card for Grand Slam. And yeah, one of the tag team matches will probably be main event, but God, could this main event please? Please, could this main event? It's not a pay-per-view. You know, it's just a TV event. Please.
Yeah, that would be the way to go. Absolutely. Especially if Toni Storm wins. That would the roof would come off.
I think if Toni Storm's winning, it should be the main event. If she's losing, it won't be the main event, because that'll be a real Debbie Downer to end the show on. But I don't know. Next week it'll be fun. And then what happened next?
Then we got little Dustin Rhodes backstage. He lives for blood, sweat, and tears. Calls out MJF for a match, which we're getting on Dynamite, I believe.
Next week's Dynamite. Yep.
Yeah, good stuff. We got a little video package.
Oh wait, there is no Collision. I was going to be like, he's going to win a match on Collision first.
There actually is a Collision.
What?
And Dustin Rhodes is in action.
What day are they doing Collision? Oh yeah, there's a whole week before.
Yeah, we still got one more week.
Grand Slam.
Is weird.
Yeah. But yeah. To that, we got a video package of Big Bill and Hobbs feud. Good stuff there. And they fit in Bandito's return in that little video package. And that led into the first ever live Jericho New York Minute.
Thank goodness.
He's whining about Bandito. He's gonna cash in the $100,000 bounty. Brian Keith will be doing that match. Then we get Hobbs, man. He's coming out. He's attacking all three of them. Then the Outrunners come out and they're brawling. Security's there. Hobbs and Big Bill, like you said, Chad, are doing I can do anything better than you. Choke slamming security guards on opposite ends of the floor of the ring. They get in the ring and they're fighting. We got meat chants. They spill out on the floor. Hobbs kind of slams Bill on the announce desk. Then we get a cameraman bump and we go into commercial.
Well done.
Yeah. I did like it in picture in picture. They kept the brawl going and the commentary was cut for a bit. Either shoot or they were playing up to it. But even in picture, there was a bit where halfway through Taz was like, "Hey, I think we're back on lab, pal," or something like that. So it was either it was a shoot or a work. Either way, this was also the best.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened, but I said this was an okay.
Hey, I think he's back now.
I unplugged my mic.
Was that a bit? Were you just doing a bit?
No, I actually unplugged my mic, but I turned it into a bit because I was like, I love Jericho. This is a really good Jericho segment because it wasn't about Jericho. Done.
Yeah.
Fair.
He's got to start putting other people over, man. It's not all about him. Like, that gimmick did not work. He needs to understand that.
Do a triple threat, okay? Big Bill, Hobbs, and Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Title. Big Bill and Hobbs pin him at the same time, so they're Ring of Honor World Champions.
Oh no!
And then they do They do the silly bit where they cut in half like Cool did with the women's title.
Nice.
Do something better, AEW. I dare you. I'll keep pitching this shit.
Dude, how freaking amazing did Hobbs look, dude? Just bulging freaking
Right?
bulk and like, dude, and Big Bill, like they're both like big time. They look like wrestlers. Like this
Yeah.
is like not what AEW was in the beginning. They didn't have anybody like that. And now like they've got guys like this. Like, come on. These two need to be pushed to the moon. We need to see them every week. Uh, get the freaking TNT title on Big Bill. Give Hobbs the freaking Continental.
He's pinning Okada. Are you
Yeah.
crazy?
Hell yeah.
I ain't
Hell
against
yeah.
it. I ain't against it.
Speaking of the TNT title, what's up with that? Where's
Why he's wrestling
Garcia?
on Collision? Did you forget about the 9-man match that's happening on Collision?
Yeah.
Yes.
The 9.
Yeah, I did. But
It-
I want a singles TNT feud with
Uh,
belts that should
well-
in theory be important.
Well, they have Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus Daniel Garcia, Daddy Magic, and Cool Hand Ange versus Shane Taylor Promotions. Come on,
Okay,
man.
that actually sounds kind of all right.
I think he has had 2 or 3 TNT title defenses, if I'm not mistaken. It was like Briscoe. There's someone else on another Collision, and then the 3-way with Kyle O'Reilly and Lee Moriarty. So he has been defending it. It's just all been on Collision.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the Collision belt. Okada's kind of like a Collision guy too now.
They've kind of are soft splitting the rosters, but they're soft splitting the belts, it's an interesting way of, because I think they need a very soft brand
Yeah.
split, i.e. like Osprey Omega's on Dynamite, Hangman MJF on Collision, or something like that. Like, and they're kind of giving me a reason now to tune into Collision, because it's like, well, Okada's typically there, and Daniel Garcia is typically there, and Adam Cole's been on Collision a lot. Like, they are building it up a bit. I'll give them that. I just haven't been watching it because who's got the time? It was Royal Rumble weekend.
Yeah.
One thing I heard we should probably watch if we have time, leading up to this main event was the Swerve and Ricochet sit down with Renee. Like a lot of cool things were talked about in that. Like Ricochet like leaned into he's not good at promos because he was always like being fake and pretending to be the hero, and that's not who he really is, and that's why his promos weren't good because he didn't mean it. Like Swerve, I
The
can't remember what he
genius.
said. Yeah, dude, like Swerve said something pretty good too. I can't remember what it was, but apparently that's worth watching. Their little sit down. Apparently it was
Okay.
really good.
Okay, I'll check it out.
But yeah, that brings us to the main event, Swerve versus Ricochet. We've been waiting 3 weeks at least for this. We got toilet paper and scissors and blood and all kinds of stuff leading up to it. Ricochet attacks Swerve on the ramp with a chair. Ricochet gives Swerve a running knee and a vertigo immediately for a near fall. He had Swerve all loopy from that attack. Dude, Swerve power bombs Ricochet on the barricade. Like they're both on the barricade and power bombs Ricochet on it. That was sick.
Like, I'm sure he took it differently, but it looked spine first. And like, no matter how Ricochet took it, there's no easy way to take that. So it, like, early on, I was like, damn, are they like trying to make Ricochet look tough because it's working? Because if he's taking shit like that, he's tough.
Yeah.
I mean,
looked like it sucked.
I mean, that wasn't the only tough thing he did in the match. I do like the who's bald Ricochet chants. Swerve counters a low blow into a house call. Then we get a Swerve stomp, but Ricochet kicks out of that. Like that made him look good too. Like not a lot of people kick out of that Swerve stomp.
Yeah.
Ricochet German suplexes Swerve on the apron, then gives him a 450 splash for a near fall. Then we get a shooting star press for a near fall on Swerve. Ricochet low blows Swerve during a Swerve stomp. He hit Swerve with a spirit gun for the win. Wow. I did not see that coming, but I'm not mad at
Yeah.
all.
Well, yeah.
Ricochet pushes Nana down and steals the coveted robe from Jimmy Rave. Rest in peace from the embassy. So that's kind of the legend behind that robe. Apparently, Swerve's worn it a few times, and so yeah, it's got a lot of sentimental value.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen it before. I can't remember, but like I do remember for like maybe a big match or two in AEW, he has worn it. But I think I said before, like, man, I really hope Swerve wins this first match, but I'm honestly fine with him losing because it came off the back of an excellent main event. So like I'm really okay with outcomes one way or the other if the match is good and they build up to it well. Yeah, I got nothing to complain. Ricochet looked great. Swerve looked amazing. I'm saying this as a Swerve fan. I just kind of hope he wins something soon. But maybe this is going to Revolution. They'll have a rematch and it'll be like a steel cage match or a no holds barred or put a stipulation on it, like make it go crazy, and that's the one Swerve wins, which I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All in all, I thought it was a great main event for a great show.
Yeah. I was it over delivered. My expectations for this were pretty high, and I was like, nope, this is better than I thought it was gonna be. Just that bit of like right off the hop, like Swerve just getting twatted with that chair, then goes in and just you start to ring that bell. I was like, oh hell yeah. Like I was like, oh yeah, no, he's still got it. He's still the baddest dude in the ring. Like, yeah, that was yeah, nobody looked there were no losers in that. They both look badass.
There's a part I caught where Ricochet was doing some shenanigans, and the ref was like trying to stop, and he goes, "I do what I want." Like, that was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
His
Yeah, dude,
version
they
of
have,
I've got till 5.
and just like RJ City with Toni and Mariah, this is Will Washington.
Oh,
Good job, man. Like this is unbelievable stuff. Like yeah, I love it. They took Ricochet, who was a dork, and he was trying to be a hero and a superhero and all that crap. And dude, they made him into a psycho, dude, and it's really working well.
I mean, it's just pretty simple. What works in WWE doesn't always work in AEW and vice versa. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a statement on one way or the other. But I mean, look at Cody.
Exactly.
Cody's shtick was done. And like I've seen some of his work in AEW and it was bad. So I don't know how he could just go to WWE and it's not bad. But yeah, so that's exhibit A and Ricochet's just exhibit B. Some people do need to like, this is why we do need AEW as much as people hate it. Is like, you need these people to go over and have interesting changes in their career. Obviously, was I saying this about Ricochet when he first showed up? No, but this shit takes time.
yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I was after the first Swerve match. I was like, okay, we had that, or it's not Swerve Osprey match. I was like, oh, cool, we had that. Now what? And it was like, oh, is he gonna get stale? Like now he's anything but. Now it's like, oh no, he needs to be on every show now.
Yeah.
He's must see TV.
Yeah,
I would agree. Like, he's still not one of my favorites, but he's like Monet, where he's a reliable source of entertainment on AEW. And that's not a bad thing. Even bad episodes, Monet and Ricochet still have good bits. So I don't know. Like, I want to see what they're doing week to week. And then as a Swerve fan, God, I just want him to win. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sad that he's lost every one of his big matches in the last like couple months, but I can't say that they weren't for big things, right? Like the Danielson one, obviously, the Hangman one, obviously. Lashley won, obviously, and then now this one. It's like I can't lie that they're not worth it. It's just, man, I wish he
Yeah.
got a win soon, but I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll come.
Like even in those losses, though, like to me, he's never really diminished. Like I go back to that one moment when Danielson hits him with that psycho knee, and he just goes. I was like,
Yeah,
don't care. He did that. Like that's supposed to finish everybody off. Like, yeah, he's in my opinion, like still like as far as like pain threshold all goes at, like he's the gold standard.
Maybe he could benefit from that Hangman loser arc. Like
Yeah.
maybe they can turn that into something gold, you know?
maybe that's like what brings them both back is like they're like, we gotta reconcile our differences and team up to face the Don Callis family because they need to take another loss.
Right.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Or
Swerve and Hangman versus Takeshita and Fletcher. That'd be great. I don't care.
Yeah, that would
But
be
yeah,
fire.
or find a way to get there. Swerve and Hangman versus Osprey and Omega.
mhm.
Find a
What?
way to get there. Find a way to get there. I
Come
don't
on,
know how
Tony
you do
Khan.
it, but
You know, there's a really easy way to do it. There's a really easy way. Bring back that tag team randomizer thing from a couple
right?
years ago. That's how you do it. Like,
Dude,
we're
that was
like,
cool.
oh, what's the storyline reason? Nah, just have a thing. Be like, oh, we're picking randoms. Oh, and like, wow, Swerve and Hangman. What are the odds? Like, we'll all buy into it. So
Yeah. That's just like Adam Cole and MJF, like the last
yeah,
two people on earth you ever would have thought would be a tag team.
bring it back,
Uh
Tony Khan. Maybe you'll finally get out of Guantanamo Bay.
Ooh.
yeah, I am clamoring for Swerve and Hangman as a tag team now. I'm gonna mark my words, man. When that happens, guys, I'm gonna be fucking happy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, cool. Yeah, I'm like even going reviewing this episode. I'm just like right now, like
Yeah. Keep it going. Please keep it going.
It was a
I'm
solid
hyped right
episode.
now.
And you know what? In a nice segue, Collision doesn't look half bad either. We want to hop
Ooh.
into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I
So,
gonna have to watch it?
I'll leave that up to you. I'm probably not gonna watch it, but this is one of those where like, oh, I'm sure it's a good one. So, Dustin Rhodes is in action. Okada and Buddy Matthews face to face. Brian Keith and the AEW return of Bandito. That should be fun. Actually, I might want to see that. Apparently, there's a halftime Harley and Houston concert. So
Yes.
I don't know what the hell that is, but that'll be fun. There is a Mariah May glamorous exhibition match. So at least they're giving these squash matches something funny about them. Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher. That'll be good. Penelope
Damn.
Ford and
Okay.
Thunder Rosa. And that three-way trios match with all 9 men.
Doesn't sound awful at
No,
all, dude.
I'm sure it'll be a fun episode, and I wouldn't regret it if I watched it.
Good.
And then on Dynamite, all we have is MJF and Dustin Rhodes and the Hurt Syndicate versus the Guns for the AEW Tag Team titles.
Hell yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I've got more hope right now than I've had in a long time.
Yeah, I would agree. Mostly because I think a lot of this is because what's typically been the worst parts of this show weren't awful.
Yeah.
Like the Death Riders and the Jericho stuff, it wasn't bad finally. And so that's nice to see. And, because even like good shows were like, but the Death Riders thing still sucked, or but Jericho was still there. But like, no, that didn't happen this week. And that's kind of what I think that's what's different is it's not that Swerve and Ricochet was the greatest match of all time or Tony Storm did the funniest thing ever. Like they all were good, but they've always are good, right? When's the last bad Swerve moment? Bad Swerve, like right? You know what I'm saying? So the bad stuff was
Yeah.
finally okay.
Yeah. The
So,
lows weren't as low.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, Jericho could just ride off in the sunset and be a manager, commentary, work backstage with creative. Like, come on, Jericho.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of a company that Jericho used to work for, Dyna Nitro, baby. Bam, 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 bam. Unless we have anything else we want to talk about with AEW.
Nope. I loved the episode.
Yes, I would agree. I think Nitro was not as good as Dynamite this week, unfortunately. Because we got a 4-on-1 handicap match. Scott Steiner defeats Evan Courageous, Jamie Noble, and the Young Dragons, Kaz Hayashi and Yang. How long did this one go? There's 5 people in it.
5 minutes, 4 seconds.
4:37.
3 minutes, 2 seconds.
Damn.
There's more people than minutes in this match.
You say Rick or Scott Steiner? Which one?
Scott Steiner.
Okay.
And that is not the last time we'll see Scott Steiner in the night. Oh my God. Yeah, it's not. WCW United States Heavyweight title match. Rick Steiner defeats the franchise, and it was a title change. How long did this one go?
5 minutes, 4 seconds.
3:12.
5:59. Got a little Iron Man one going. This is a non-title match. Diamond Dallas Page defeats Scott Steiner by DQ. How long did this one go?
2:09.
1 minute, 9 seconds.
4:24. This is also a lot of non-title matches on this show. El Nino, not Nino, Nino, which is Rey Mysterio Jr. apparently, defeats Chavo Guerrero Jr. How long did this one go, guys? I want to know how long.
7:02.
1 minute, 9 seconds.
6:42. Now these matches are getting long, quote unquote. So now it's like the opposite, where it's like, it was 1:02. Now it's like, it's 7:06. Next up, another non-title match. This is a non-title tag team match. The Natural Born Thrillers, Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hare, defeat Team Canada, Lance Storm and Mike Awesome. How long did this one go?
5:05.
1 minute, 9 seconds.
7:39.
Damn.
Yeah, okay. So this is the one that really got me excited because it doesn't make any sense. So it was a singles match. Brian Adams versus Buff Bagwell. It went to a time limit draw. So how long did it go?
So if you're confused, it can't be 20 minutes.
Not 20 minutes. It's not. It does not end with a 0-0. Let's just put it that way. So it's a time limit draw that does not end 0-0. And it's not the last match of the night, so it can't be TV time remaining.
14 minutes. No, 14. Yeah, 14.
Chad?
Huh.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a time limit draw, but it's not
6 minutes, 66 seconds.
not far off. 5 minutes and 44 seconds. So I don't know what the hell is up with that. Maybe they're not counting commercial time. So like if it cuts to a commercial, it ends. But like
maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that's why every match is so short.
That means that's all that the viewers are seeing. So I think I'd still be upset. Imagine if we watched a match in AEW. I know I have picture in picture, so like this is for you guys. Imagine you saw a time limit draw match and you only saw 5 minutes of it. That's kind of annoying. But I don't know. WCW died. I wonder why.
I do miss picture in picture on Max, but it's overall a good experience.
Yeah, I think I was like, I could stop using Triller, but I'm still paying for it. So, like, I don't know why I would.
That's fair.
And finally, 2-on-1 handicap match. Scott Steiner, for the third time of the night, defeats Kevin Nash and Rick Steiner. How long did this one go? Chad, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it,
4
Chad.
seconds.
5 minutes, 4 seconds. So Scott Steiner was on this show 3 times. Rick Steiner was on it twice. There were 2 handicap matches, all involving Scott Steiner.
Oh my God.
And there were 3 non-title matches. So what were they cooking with this one, guys?
Who was in charge? It wasn't Russo anymore.
Oh, was it
I don't
was it
even.
Ric Flair in charge of Nitro, like creatively at the end, or
I don't. That's weird that I don't know that. Who? I think it was Kevin Nash.
No, Nash did
Like,
have the book at one point.
let me check. So that I don't trust that. That says Vince Russo and Eric Bischoff, but it was also the AI, so I don't buy that. I think it might be. Hold on. It was Jamie Kellner.
I've heard the
No,
name.
that's the guy who took over from Ted Turner. So that's the guy who pulled WCW. Yeah, I'm looking at Wikipedia and it's just talking about who ended it. I don't know. I'll look that up. That'll be my homework, and I'll try to figure that out by next week because I don't know how I'd
Very
find that
interested.
information out.
Very interested to know that. It
Anyways,
might
I
be.
want
It might be on uh, that Vice Death of
Dark Side of the
WCW.
Ring
Yeah,
or
whatever that 4-part. Did you guys watch that at all?
mm-mm.
I didn't
No.
finish it. I watched part 1 and 2, but
Maybe I'll check it out.
it just made me too sad.
I tend to not really. I know Vice is a little bit different because they do actually get into the nit riddled grit of with wrestling stuff, but I tend to not watch like mainstream coverage of wrestling stuff if it's like a documentary because it's like most of it is stuff I already know. Like the WrestleMania 40 like making of WrestleMania 40 like backstage view like YouTube video that they promised for like months. It was all stuff that was in the dirt sheets. Like it was
Yeah.
nothing new. So like yeah, it's great for most people, but for me, who is on Twitter all the time and is seeing all this dirt sheet stuff, like it wasn't anything new. Anyways, so I just wanted to pull up Raw for funsies to see where they were at. I wasn't even gonna plan to like read it out. I was just looking up on my own. And there's a match that's so crazy on here, I changed my mind. And we are gonna talk about this Raw. So this is the same number as Dynamite we're on, 279. This took place on September 28th, 1998, Detroit, Michigan. And it had 14,000 people in attendance. That's crazy. But this is like mid-Attitude Era, so that makes sense. WWF World Tag Team Title Match, Southern Justice. So Dennis Knight and Mark Canterbury with Jeff Jarrett defeat the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, who were champions by DQ. This was 3 minutes flat. I'm just going to go through these quickly. Dan Severn and Owen Hart had a submission match, ended in a no contest, 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Finally, the match I wanted to talk about. Al Snow. We all know Al Snow, right? Defeats Vader.
Oh, dude, Vader was getting buried during that time.
I know he got buried in WWF at the end of his run. I didn't know Al Snow was beating him on Raw. I didn't know it was that bad.
You ever see the footage of him like losing a match and he's like crying? He's like, "I'm just a big fat piece of shit."
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad what they did with Vader and the like he's like perfect for WWF. He's a big guy and he kills everyone and he's actually good at wrestling and then they're like, "Ah, we'll have him take off his mask." That's a great idea. Anyways, the match only went 2 minutes and 37 seconds. So Vader lost to Al Snow. And I'm sure there was some chicanery, but like still, it's like The Rock could have come out and shot Vader, and I still would not enjoy the match.
Yeah, he could have hit him over the head like with a chair for like 17 times or whatever it was that happened to Mick Foley, and he should have shrunk it off. Like,
yeah. Anyways, European title number 1 contender way 6-way elimination match. Essentially, D'Lo Brown beats Draws, Edge, Gangrel, Jeff Jarrett, Mark Merrill. 5 minutes 11 seconds. So that's a 5-minute 6-way elimination match. Farouk defeats Mark Henry in a minute 15. Wow. Like I know Mark Henry wasn't big around this time, but like he was still like a big guy. And apparently China was the referee, so I'm sure there was some chicanery. Tag team match, the Oddities with a bunch. Oh, it's with the Insane Clown Posse defeat the Headbangers. And then in a European title match, Val Venus defeats X-Pac by DQ. This is twice now that the champion is lost by DQ in the same Raw. I don't think I would have enjoyed this WWF. It's title matches, 2 of them. And then finally, a 3-on-2 handicap match. Ken Shamrock, Mankind, and The Rock defeat Kane and The Undertaker. That actually went 12:51. So
Wow.
it's the longest match in Dyna Nitro history.
Hit the double digits. Man, that was around the time where I was but a young dishwasher, and the 2 cooks that had an apartment lived right near the place, and we would get off work on Monday and go watch Raw. I was 18.
Damn.
You weren't born yet.
I was not. Still 2 years away, baby. Almost to the day, 2 years away.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It still bugs me that you can't just go and watch any Raw. That makes no sense to me. Why would they do that?
Yeah. I'm sure it was just kind of some oversight or something. They weren't really thinking about it. No one will really care. But people care because people love to go back and watch old wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, unless somebody made the actual, because if you think of it, hard drives and stuff weren't really a thing or what they were yet, what they are today. So this stuff would have had to all exist on actual physical media, like tapes. Probably back then, 1-inch reel to reel or something like that. And you just didn't keep that, especially if you were a traveling show. They didn't have a home base; they moved around.
Mhm.
So what would they do with that big tape library? So yeah, no, there's the logistics of that. Yeah, it's probably just no reason for them to have kept it.
I mean, they were Peacock had every Raw, and the network had every Raw,
Yeah.
I
but
think
they had to
Peacock,
edit a lot of shit.
they had to edit a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, they had to change a lot of theme music, and
Oh yeah, because they just didn't.
maybe they're yeah, we don't want to do that anymore.
Hold on, I think Peacock. I don't know. Peacock still has a lot of stuff. They still
It's
have all the WrestleManias.
yeah, they have all the nitros, everything WCW.
Oh, crazy.
They don't have all,
Oh, never mind.
not
There's
Raw.
literally so on Peacock there are 3 episodes of Raw from last year.
Mhm.
That's it.
Wow.
They've got
Yeah.
a Monday Night Raw thing you can click on, and it's just the greatest moments, basically.
Yeah.
It's shitty. So disappointing.
Yeah, there's one on season 30, which I think is 2 or 3 years ago. There's one Raw, and then 2 years ago it's the best of 2023, and then 2024 only has 3. So yeah, there's nothing. Nothing.
Yep. Pretty lame. I wonder if your VPN can, if they have backlogs of Raw in some other country on Netflix.
They might. I know. I could check. Unfortunately, if I change my VPN midstream, it'll kick me, so I can't check it now. But I know I can't. I literally can't do Peacock if I'm in another country. So it's a US only thing. So I have to turn it off.
Weird. Oh, did you guys hear Evolve will be going up against Dynamite on Wednesdays now?
Interesting. I mean, there's no way Evolve beats it. It's
No.
pre NXT. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like, but I'm not gonna watch it. It's just gonna be oh, well, they're doing some stuff down there. That's fun.
It's on some shitty channel I've never heard of. So
Oh, I can't wait to see if I've heard of it. Oh, Tubi. It's on Tubi.
oh yeah, I've heard of
That's a
Tubi.
streaming service. It's so weird that they're putting it on Tubi. That's like one of those fake ones you hear about, but it's real.
Right?
Oh, well, cool. What do we got coming up here? The Rumble's over with. Got Elimination Chamber, I guess, coming up. Is that one of the ones I'm obligated to watch? No, it isn't.
Mania's here next.
Yeah, 2 nights. It's okay. I'll
It'll
get
be
through it.
fine.
I'll get through
They
it.
got some good stuff. I'm looking forward to Gunther and Jay most likely. I feel like we could get Braun Breaker Sheamus title versus career. Probably the ladder match for the SmackDown tag team titles. That'd be fun.
Ladder War.
Probably Rhea, Ripley, Io Sky, which will be awesome. Like, I think Mania will be good.
Yeah, as long as Punk doesn't get a main event, I'll be happy.
Oh yeah, he's probably not getting the main event this year.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. And then we got Grand Slam, which I'm very looking forward to.
Yeah, should be good. You got Toni Storm, Mariah May, the Don Callis Omega Osprey match, the newly announced Brisbane Brawl
That'll
of
be
Jay
tough.
White and Cope and Mox and Claudio, and then Okada Buddy.
Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't know how long. I guess it's going to be 2 hours if it's like a special TV event. So they can't really like put 8 matches on it, right?
I think it's literally just replacing Collision that week, which I'm fine. That'll be
Yeah. Yeah. Well, or maybe they could put jam pack a bunch and make them all like all the matches like 1:09.
yeah. Bring back Nitro, baby.
They're streaming it on Max.
I haven't heard anything about that, but I can
I
check
hope
real
so.
quick.
I got rid of Hulu. That would be unfortunate.
There's no way that it won't be because they have this
Seems
whole
weird.
new deal and everything's on Max. Everything's being simulcasted. Yep, simulcast on TNT in Max.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I heard the ticket sales aren't terrible, but they're nowhere near selling out.
They've had to move locations because they did get the stadium and then they were nowhere near selling out the stadium, so they moved to a smaller venue, which sucks, but at least they made that call.
Yeah. Well, it's been noticeable on their TV like since they started doing that on their regular TV. Like it definitely adds to the the show. Words are hard.
Well, cool. I think we're just about done here. That was a great Dynamite. Looking forward to Grand Slam and WrestleMania coming up. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, little reminder, everyone out there, don't forget to elbow drop that like button, power bomb that subscribe button, and we want to hear what you have to say. Leave a damn comment.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right, gentlemen, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to do the thing, and we're going to get out of here.
Do the
Do the
thing.
thing.
Do the thing.
Do.
Bye.
Hip hip cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Ah.